videos within about 5 to 10 minutes. So I am excited today to break down a really big concept that I think will quite literally change the way people drop ship. When I say people, I mean the people in this community because I'm going to be gatekeeping a lot of the stuff for only you guys. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes before we get in. There's a lot to break down. I'm going to be revealing some products too that I think have so much potential, but more importantly, the concept of niche hunting. Before doing that, while I wait a few more minutes, I also just wanted to keep you guys up to date with one of the brands here that I am scaling. I feel like every other week or so, I'm finding a new product to scale. So I'm doing this because I also want to inspire you guys and let you guys know that like this stuff is it's so possible, man. It's so crazy what you can do with brand new brands that didn't exist yesterday and now today are making ridiculous money. Um, I launched this recently. Yesterday, we did right under $3,000 in rev, so under $900 in net profit at 32% profit margins. And then today, we're like really picking up because we're getting really, really close to that Black Friday, beautiful Thursday or Friday of this week. So I'm really looking to ramp this up and get this going for the rest of this week. But this is honestly one of those products that will bring you and carry you all the way into beginning of next year and hopefully even further than that. So this is just one brand here. When I come back from the weekend, spending time with the family, I'm going to launch another brand and just rinse and repeat because it's the same thing, right? There's nothing new that I'm doing that I haven't taught you guys. It's literally the same thing. And today's training is going to really be the final nail in the coffin for a lot of you guys, and it's going to be the thing that like hopefully I really do hope can be that difference for helping you guys really lock in and get the ball rolling here. Okay, so I'm excited to jump in. Just wanted to share that, but yeah, we can get into it, man. We got a lot to break down. So the agenda for today is I'm going to introduce a new concept called niche hunting. It's not something that should be too foreign to you guys. It's really just about finding uncompetitive products, but I have a unique spill on it. And then also at the end, I'm going to be revealing the winning brand that I was scaling to 5K a day and pretty close to doing 10K a day with it as well, that I'm no longer able to run. I'm going to reveal that to you, the product line, the ads, the advertorial, everything, because I'll talk about why I can't run that brand anymore. It really does suck. But when you really know drop shipping, you can just pick up a new brand pretty much overnight. So excited to have you guys all in here. And I also want to thank you all for being a part of the community, asking questions, participating, engaging. I really do appreciate that. But enough yapping. We got some stuff to break down today, man. We got a good one today. So let's get into it. Share my screen and let's pull this up here. So today's training is around the concept of niche hunting, finding products that can literally change your life. Speaking of changing your life, just so you guys are aware, I started my journey with dropshipping officially about 9 months ago. And I would confidently say and humbly say, I'm doing more with dropshipping today than most people that have started years before me. And it comes down to understanding the first principles of dropshipping. So there's new AI tools, there's new strategies, there's new products. Those new things catch a lot of beginners and they get caught up in those small details. But I'm always focusing on the first principles of dropshipping. What will get a new customer that's never seen my brand before to purchase over and over again? That's all you really need to focus on when it comes to dropshipping. And I want to focus today on a really, really important concept that you can use. And once you understand it, you can literally find new products and scale brands overnight. Like it's crazy, but it does still require work and effort. And it's not something that's going to make you rich overnight. But once you do crack it after enough attempts, it can be something that changes your life. So that's the goal for today's training: how to find winning products using data and intuition. Okay, emphasis on that intuition. But of course, data is pretty big. You'll still need to be able to build good offers. You'll still need to be able to build a website with proper social proof markers like realistic reviews, videos, GIFs of the product and use, product cards that objection handle, risk reversals. And you'll still need to create good image ads with good long form copy. So this is not a magic bullet. You're not going to do this today and tomorrow you're going to make $1 million overnight. You still need to have the first principles of dropshipping, which are all things, luckily for you guys, that are in this program. So what is the problem at hand? Okay. The problem isn't your inability to find good products. A lot of you guys have gone through the 2.0 training and you're finding good products, it's actually the opposite. You guys are finding too good of products that everyone else is finding as well, and you're all picking the same products. I was gonna make this like 3 slides of all the products that I've kept seeing from you guys and also just in the industry, but I was like, they'll get the point. But I keep seeing these same handful of products that everyone's trying to drop ship, and it's always in the same niches: hair loss, anti-aging, wrinkles, right? Like pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, arm pain, like just pain for older people, right? Pet products. It's the same exact things. And due to AI and due to just marketing these days, things accelerate way faster than you realize. So what was good literally a month ago, today is not good anymore. And that's the real focus of today's training, is to be able to adapt with the changes, because these are some great products that if you got in early, you would have made 6, 7 figures pretty easily. So before we get into the strategies, I'm always big on the concept, because if you understand the concept and the fundamentals, as things change, you won't have to worry about being obsolete. So the first thing you guys need to understand, if you haven't already, is the question of, why can't I scale this product even though someone else is? I know that must be the most frustrating thing. You might be asking yourself, and for those of you that are coming in or are joining, this is being recorded and I will upload the replay afterwards. So you can, of course, catch this at any time. But you might be saying, Alex, I've seen people scale this product. Why can't I scale? Why is it that every time I get into a new product test, I'm not able to scale it? Or maybe initially you test it for 1 to 2 days, you get some sales, it looks good, and then the following 3 days you just can't make any money. You end up losing $500. Why is that always happening to me? Well, for us to understand this, we need to understand how Facebook actually works. So, put together a resource that you guys will be able to have access to. We're going to briefly, guys, talk about how the Facebook auction system actually works. So that way, when certain things are happening, you can understand why you're losing to the competition. So basically, Facebook runs a auction in real time. We all choose a conversion event, which is going to be purchases. Facebook will find people based off a history of previous actions that's most likely to buy from us. You enter an auction with hundreds, if not thousands, of other ads, and then you're going to have a formula. How many people knew that there was an actual formula for how Facebook decides who gets the better customer? That winning score formula is bid, estimated action rate, and ad quality. All right. So what are these 3 things? Bid, how much you're willing to spend. Most times, guys, you're in niches that are just hard to compete with, because the person that's spending, a ton of money to get the same type of customer as you is spending $13,000, $30,000 a day on ads. And you're starting off with a $50 a day budget. Who do you think Facebook's going to give that customer to? Another thing is estimated action rate. How likely the user is to convert. This comes down to good copy, which you guys all do a good job of. Ad quality, relevance to the actual platform, and how well it actually blends in. That's one of the biggest reasons why native image ads have taken over, at least for me. I literally only run native image ads now. Will I eventually add video ads in? Of course. But for now, like I'm that story I just showed you at the start of this, it's all image ads that I created using Hicksfield. That take me 2 minutes to do. Okay. And real quick interjection here, I have a detailed training on how to create image ads, and I will circle back to this later in the training, but that's something I've also am seeing that you guys are slacking on, is creating actual good image ads. And I have an entire prompt and script that you guys can use to do this. But anyway, so with that ad formula in place, let's break it down in drop shipping terms. Alex, why am I getting high CPMs? Why am I getting high CPCs? Why can't I never get a product to convert? Well, when you're entering niches like hair loss serum, skincare, massages, pet grooming, this is what's literally happening. One, too many advertisers are targeting the same audience, right? clear as day, right? We're all going after women over 35, pet owners, people with back pain, etc. The audience is just getting slammed with similar ads, and the price just goes up. Audience fatigue and blindness. So if you're running a product that's already competitive, the user just has seen the same massager 20 different times, right? We're drop shippers at the end of the day. None of us are creating new products out of thin air. So the people have seen this, especially if they're 35 plus, they've been around on social media long enough to see different product, the same product, different times, right? 15 different hair serums, 30 different dog brushes. So their brain just filters them out and they just don't engage with them, which remember, back to the formula here, the estimated action rate, that's going to also play a part into the formula, and you're going to just lose a bid because your ad and your product is just the same as everything else. And we'll be talking about I'll give you guys some really good examples of products you probably would have never thought to drop ship before. And then this is really big too. Competitors have more data history, right? So Facebook has a trust score. They're going to give the better customers to the people that have been running longer campaigns, more historical conversions, higher purchase data, stronger pixel learning. So you're new, right? Your pixel's cold, they're seasoned, your ads pay more to learn. And the last 2 points, Facebook prioritizes high conversion advertisers. So this comes down to good website. If one advertiser is at a 3% on their Shopify conversion rate and another one is less than 1%, they're going to lose every single time. And Facebook can track that. These are things they do track. And then there's no different. You can't really defer your product as far as like, and I have an example in just a moment, but like we're using the same exact products that have no real unique selling proposition. So you're selling another anti-wrinkle cream, but it's just like every other anti-wrinkle cream. There's nothing different about it. So all without that being said, you guys can obviously get back to this resource here and be able to reread this. You'll be able to find this under the product research section. This is also where I will upload this recording. It's under niche hunting. So basically that is all what's happening. So for the most part, there's one solution to this major problem, and that is going to be changing the niches we select products to. Okay. So another question you might be asking too is, hey, Alex, okay, I understand this already. This is common sense. I've actually tried finding new products that nobody else is drop shipping, and I still can't get those products to scale. What you're now facing is considered competitor adjacent products, right? And this is where people, for example, okay, I found a red light mask that helps with anti-aging. This is something new. I don't see anybody else drop shipping this. That's true, but you still are facing the people that are spending $10,000 a day on anti-wrinkle cream. So it still sells it to the same exact product or the same type of product to the same type of person. So yes, you're new. You have a whole different product that not many people are drop shipping, and you're still facing the same problem because once again, it comes down to the niche. Right? The niche ultimately is just too hard. So I've seen so many of you guys give me so many of the same exact products. At one point, I was wondering, are these guys conspiring together to help each other find the same products? Because I was like, dude, what is going on here? So one last note as well. We don't want to pioneer a product from scratch. So if I came up with if I started going through the AliExpress product listing sheet and found some product that no one else has tried to dropship at all, we don't want to do that either. There's just too much risk and not enough data. Remember, one of the things that Facebook does is take historical data to help find customers that are more likely to purchase from you. So if you're taking a brand new product under a completely new niche or like not a established niche, Facebook's going to have a hard time finding other people to give you that type of quality customer. So don't try to pioneer some made up product that no one has seen yet, that hasn't have any proof of concept. We still want to find people that have proof of concept, and we have our own little spin on that. Okay, so some quotes for you guys, because I think a lot of this also comes down to mindset. Lack of results doesn't mean wrong direction, it means wrong execution. So I know a lot of you guys, whether you've said it to me directly or not, I just have the intuition. I know a lot of you thought, because remember, 9 months ago, I was in the exact same shoes most of you guys are in. You might be thinking, man, I've been trying this strategy for a little bit. What are some other strategies out there? Should I go try the new sword 2? app just came out. Gemini, Google just released some stuff. Should I go try some of these new tools and platforms? I'm here to tell you, there could be a million new tools out there, a million new apps. It won't change what the main problem is, which is your inability to have a good assessment of the market. No app out there will help you with that. No new tool will help you do that, right? You can make better copy with these tools and cooler ads, but if your product selection still sucks, it won't make a difference. So just because you're not getting results doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Most people quit when they should just adjust, refine, or iterate. Success usually comes from improving the work, not abandoning it. At one point in my journey, guys, I had considered doing Google ads because I was doing dropshipping ads or Facebook ads for dropshipping, and I just kept running into the same exact problem that get a store off the ground for the first couple of days and it would tank the next day later. Or even worse, I'd see, a ton of different people say, this is the best market research strategy, apply it, and I couldn't get a product to be profitable. I couldn't get a product to be above a 3x ROAS. But instead of, I was on the verge of going to Google ads, but instead of committing to that, I'm like, no, I've already started my journey with Facebook ads. I've already gotten a good grasp of the platform and how it works. I just need to refine or reiterate or improve what I already know rather than just jump into the next new thing. And I think that's very important because I know some of you guys are just like fed up and frustrated, and I totally get it. Again, I was literally in your shoes just 9 months ago, literally earlier this year. So it's very frustrating. But imagine if I always think to myself, imagine if I had quit. I wouldn't be here where I'm reaping, I'm doing $1,000 a day in profit every single day. And had I quit and done Google ads, it would have been a whole new learning curve. I would have to start from scratch, learn the new platform, learn all. So yes, comes a time where you do want to pivot your strategy. For example, I was relying a lot on Calidata early in my journey, but I never moved and pivoted completely from the strategy of running Facebook ads. And not saying you guys have been thinking about that, but it's a bigger message, right? I think the image ad strategy that eventually becomes advertorials, all that stuff it's proven, man. And I'm telling you, a lot of you guys don't realize that these types of windows of opportunity are far between, man. There's very rare chances in the industry of e-commerce where you have this just untapped potential to just have an unfair advantage over everyone else. And I truly believe that's exactly what image ads are. But I think where a lot of you guys are struggling is at product selection. I think you guys are great at generating copy, great for the most part images. Your websites look amazing, but I think this is the foundation that a lot of you guys are struggling with. So one last disclaimer, and we'll get into the training. What I'm about to show you is not a guaranteed strategy to scaling a store to 1K a day. I know that kind of sounds kind of crazy. Like, what are you talking about, Alex? Hear me out, right? So there's still multiple variables that will ultimately determine if you can get out of the testing phase and scale up a brand profitably, such as your website, your offer, your ads, right? The dropshipping isn't just focused on one element. There's multiple elements to building a successful dropshipping brand. But this strategy will definitely give you a greater chance of finding success. And as a dropshipper, that's all you're looking for. Reason why I put this disclaimer here, it's not to like say, hey, like good luck. I don't know if this is going to work for you or not. It's not about that. It's more about when we try new things, right? And especially a training like this that I've hyped up and I'm really excited to share with you guys. It can feel at times where you're like, oh, this is going to be the thing that's going to change everything for me. And I truly believe a lot of you guys will benefit from this and be able to really start getting the ground running. But I don't want you guys to try it one time and all that excitement that you initially had watching this training have that crash, because you still need to put in there's still work involved here. You still need to test, like I mentioned. You might still need to cycle through a couple different products, because I still do that to this day. As great as I am at product selection, I still have failed product tests, and that's okay. That doesn't mean the strategy doesn't work. It just means I got to go try again. But my goal in this training is to drastically increase the likelihood of you guys finding success, because I truly believe the bottleneck for 90% of you guys is product selection still. All right. So now niche hunting. All it is, guys, is finding a strong, passionate, but underserved niches that still have a problem, but most dropshippers are not going for. I'm going to show you 3 product examples today that I laughed when I found these products. I'm like, there's no way that this is working, but it is. And I promise you, none of you guys would have ever thought to look at at these products. There's a lot of money that that is there to be made when you do niche hunting properly, but it's important you still follow the same guidelines. So if you're wondering, all right, Alex, is this the new product research strategy? Should I still be learning the 2.0 strategy? It's actually the same thing. So you should still be looking for advertisers that are scaling primarily with video ads. They should be a brand that's relatively new within the last 60 days, right? There's some exceptions. If the brand launched 67 days ago, that's fine. And in some cases, even 70 days ago is not the worst thing in the world. Should be ads adding into their ad library every few days, right? A good sign of a scaling brand that's profitable is every 2 to 3, maybe even 4 days. They're adding new ads in regularly. They're testing. It's a good sign of a good scaling brand. And their product page should be a one product store with a good product that upsells with proper bundling. Again, there's some exceptions to these rules, guys. They don't have to follow every single thing to the T, but this is the basis of the outline that we all should be following. All right. So as a reminder, we still want to make sure there's good enough demand to sell these products. I'm going to give you a ChatGPT prompt to verify that. We also want to ensure we have scale potential. The industry should be growing. We still want to make sure the product it can solve a deep enough problem, right? So I do want to say there's a flip side to this. When we do niche hunting, we don't want to go too niche, right? There's such thing as finding specific problems, but there's sometimes too niche of a problem. Like for example, chickens that are specifically red beak chickens that like to go out in the sun. We find some type of product for those types of pet owners. Like that's a little too neat because what percentage of people have actual chickens, and then of that percentage, what percentage of them are red beak? You know what I mean? So it gets a little too extreme. We still got to make sure there's enough demand, but we want to be a little bit more decisive. And I promise you, there's more problems out there than hair loss and weight loss and anti-aging. And we still want to run the same image ad strategy. Nothing else changes. We still want to build our offers the same, AOV but maxing. We still want to run one CBO to one of the top major countries, 5 ad sets with 5 different angles, 3 to 10 images per ad set. They're the same 3 to 10 images across all ad sets. The only thing that changes is the long form copy. It goes straight to a product page initially. Once you figure out the winning angle, that's when you introduce an advertorial. It's literally what I've done every single time for the last couple of months. It hasn't failed me since. So recommend you guys stick to that as well. And once done properly, you guys can see really good profit margins. I want to make sure you guys are aware as well. In the game of drop shipping, 20 to 25% profit margins is amazing. You're on top of the world at 20 to 25% profit margins. But I'm sitting higher than that consistently for a couple of reasons. One, it is that time of the year where it's seasonal. But the products that have been drop shipping are not too seasonal types of products, right? They're not like Christmas ornaments or anything like that. So the profit margin is still so high because of AOV maxing for one, with upsells, downsells, post purchase upsells, but also I am speaking to such a niche audience in a way with the long form picture ads that is just amazing, and it's lack of competition. Right, I've split test this with 2 different types of products, a more competitive product and a less competitive product. My margins are always double with less competitive products, and that's kind of obvious, right? That kind of goes without saying. And then last but not least, before we get into the document, um, I have new training. So I've revamped the advertorial training. I'm teaching you guys how to create advertorials from scratch from your winning angles, right? So you do not create an advertorial until you've found a winning angle. If you want to ignore what I just said and create an advertorial anyway, feel free. But that's kind of the way I do it. I find a winning angle first because we want to build the advertorial that aligns with the winning angle. So I show you all the scripts and everything. I also give you the template of one of my winning advertorials. I've built so many. And then also, this was something a few of you students asked as well. I teach you guys how to add realistic reviews from Amazon, from AliExpress straight into your store as well. So one of those things that take like 2 seconds to set up, and it's really easy. So you can find that under Building a Winning Store and then Facebook Ads Masterclass. All right, let's get into the document, guys. So once again, if you're just joining, if you go under the product research and suppliers section of the program, under this section here, you can already see that the document is linked. And after this recording, we'll be throwing this entire training right here. Alrighty, so on the same document that explained the Facebook auction, we're going to go to the top tier of the prompt. So the first thing I want to do is give you guys this prompt here, and we're going to go into ChatGPT, and we're going to paste this prompt in there. There's literally nothing you need to do besides pasting the prompt in. I do recommend we alter it a little bit because we're all going to have the same prompt, but I'm going to teach you how you can alter this so you're not getting the same exact ideas. The goal here with this prompt is to guide you. So once again, this isn't going to give you winning products out of thin air. You still have to go find them the same way we've always been able to find them, which is either through a app or keyword search through Facebook Ad Library. This is just going to correct your lens. It's going to shape the way you look at products and what products to look for, and even helping you find new keywords to search for these types of products. So I'm not going to read this entire thing, but basically the long story short here is I'm telling ChatGPT, hey, I'm a dropshipper and I'm tired of dropshipping in these super competitive niches, and I start off with a low budget. So I need your help finding 15 to 25 niches that fit the following criteria, which are people that spend a lot of time on Facebook, obviously an audience that resonates with long form copy, so typically people 35 plus. They must be a part of a strong, passionate community or strong with a deep problem that they want to solve, and stay away from obvious answers like makeup, hair loss, skincare, anti-aging, typical pain problems like back, foot, etc. The problem either can be a specific problem with that hobby or a problem that a person is struggling with every day. So we still want problem solving products, but just be aware there's more problems out there than the typical ones we always see. Audience must be big enough to, sell in the United States. And actually, let's time out real quick. So another question I get all the time is, Alex, where should I launch my ads? This is a question a lot of the students from overseas tend to ask. I always say, hey, look, just launch your ads in the US. Launch your ads in the US because it's one of the biggest consumer markets, if not the biggest consumer markets, especially at this time of the year. And if you do well there, you can easily launch your ads in other marketplaces. But the truth of the matter is, guys, what I'm about to show you, a lot of you have been asking, should I test these products in other countries? What I'm about to show you, that won't even need to be a question because these are so under the radar that you can scale them in the US and then of course bring them to other countries. Lastly, the audience must feel comfortable spending around $40 or more to solve a problem. So remember, we still need to keep in mind how Facebook operates. On average, it costs $20 to $25 to acquire a purchase of any magnitude. Doesn't matter what you're selling, around $20 to $25. So it only makes sense that your base price before your quantity incentives should be about $39.99 or greater. Like that should be able to buy one unit, and then if you throw in shipping as well, it should bring you right around $40. That's what the base of everything you should be selling, and obviously anything higher than that is good as well. So basically, to find this research and go through all this stuff, I need you to go through a minimum of 40 forums, discussion posts, utilize recent data charts, articles, information that accurately documents consumer trends. Once you do this, rank this from 1 to 10, with 10 being the most likely for me to scale. Once you throw that into ChatGPT, this super long prompt, it's going to rank some really niche specific niches that you can go through. And this is, again, something to help change your perspective on when you're product hunting. Now we can see some really cool niches here. I'm going to show you some products that I pulled directly from this prompt. And just so we're all not looking at the exact same niches, all you have to simply do once you get your, whatever amount, it's between 15 and 25. You can always just say generate more niches. That's it. Once you prompt that in, it will give you more. So you have this. There's so many. There's a wide range of different problems and products out there. So I genuinely believe you guys can all be in different niches and all make a ton of money. Now, this is not perfect. For example, I personally think you should stay away from the sleep apnea CPAP lifestyle. I think this is also saturated. If you think about it, right, especially with the strategy of image ads that we teach, the big brands that are going for these deep rooted issues that have been around since the dawn of time, they've already been advertising to this audience already. So I personally would stay away from that. Even something like tinnitus, I would stay away from. Anything pre-menopause, like hot flashes, I would stay away from. So again, it's not perfect, but I did find some really good sub niches that I would have never thought of before that I want to share with you guys today. And I want your guys, to really take a look at these products. Some other follow-up prompts as well. You can also say, give me a list of 10 niches that fall under a passionate community niche, which is really cool as well. And then we also want to verify that the niche that we do select, which again, I'll show you guys how to do this in just a moment, can actually scale you to 50K a month in the US and beyond. All right. So with the first prompt, if we go under example brands here, I came across this specific brand here, which is a weight loss jump rope, which if you can see here, it fits the over 40 fitness niche. So that is one of those niches here under ChatGPT's recommendation. It's specifically for people over 40. So it's fitness for people over 40. And these are different types of products and stuff like that. So you might be saying, all right, great, Alex, I have the niche. Now, how do I go about finding this? The same exact way we've always done it. So you can do a keyword search if you need help with a keyword search. On this same document under niche hunting, you can see here there's a prompt that says, after the deep research, I've discovered that this niche, so fitness over 40, is great. Provide me some keywords that are most likely to appear in my competitors' captions, keywords, or ads. And you can just go to Facebook Ad Library, boom, 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 and type that in. For those of you that are using TrendTrack, you can also type in specific keywords as well in TrendTrack, and it will populate as a keyword search as well, and we'll do the same thing Facebook Ad Library does, but on top of that, you can throw in certain filters, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But back to the product that I found, I literally went in for this first product that I found. I actually do believe I used TrendTrack for this. So I used TrendTrack for this. I literally didn't even put a keyword into TrendTrack. I just was scrolling through, and on my other monitor, I had the list of niches that ChatGPT recommends. So as I was going through, and I'll show you how you can also filter this out so you don't even get the other products. I was just looking, and then I came across that. So let's take a look at the store. So the store itself and the product itself, pretty cool. It is a ropeless jump rope. So you literally just stand in place and you flip it around. Pretty cool. Solves a problem, right? Think about the different angles. People over 40 that want to get in shape, people over 40 that don't want to go to the gym, people over 40 that want to look a certain way, right? Like this solves different niches. If we go to the ad library, it's all, I think, all video ads for the most part. There's some pictures that they use, but again, these picture ads are fine. These are just like typical advertising picture ads. That doesn't really conflict with how we run picture ads. But they're running mostly video ads. They have a total of 120 ads, and I believe only a small portion of them are turned off. Yeah, actually, none of them are turned off. So they have 120 ads, none of them turned off. That's always good. And then if you scroll back, they've launched a little greater than 6 months, 60 days ago, which is fine. honestly, because they only launched a few ads during that time, and then they really started scaling within the last 60 days. So it's all just video ads. And as far as finding a supplier for this, super easy. I just put a screenshot into Alibaba, and then now from here, I just go to Unified Dropship, get a quote. They normally respond around 10 p.m. Eastern and on, so pretty late, but that's their local time zone. And then that's it. All right, so this would be definitely not as competitive. One other additional thing we'd want to do is we'd want to go to Facebook Ad Library, and we want to make sure that no one else is already running image ads to this, like the ones we do, native image ads. So I've already done the research already, but I'm going to show you guys what I would personally do to verify this. You would basically just go in here and just type in one of the keywords, so jump rope, right? We got to assume if they're running long form native image ads like we do it, they're going to have jump rope somewhere in the caption. So I'm just going to type in jump rope, just going to filter to images, and this is going to make it easy for me to find the native image ads, right? And then I'm just going to scroll a little bit, and as long as I don't see anybody else doing this, it's an A-okay. So that's another piece of advice for you guys. If someone else, before you send me a product to review, just verify that they're not running image ads the same way we do it, right? Which, by the way, if you're still picking those hair loss, weight loss, supplements, back pain, knee pain, all that stuff, I guarantee you there's always at least one advertiser running native image ads to those products in most cases. But with this strategy with niche hunting, you won't have to worry about that. So boom, as you can see, no one's running image ads. They're all running video ads. So I can compete with this brand without going one-to-one with them. Now, I will say it is in a little bit of a competitive niche of fitness as a whole, but it's specifically geared towards people 40 and plus. It's a unique product that we don't see, and no one's running image ads to it. So the likelihood of you getting this is crazy. I don't know why Facebook allows these ads to be ran, but so the level of competition is significantly less, so you have a greater chance of doing well. It's not perfect, it's not guaranteed. If you test this product and it doesn't work out for you, that's okay. That's part of the journey. This next one I found doing a keyword search, and I think this is one of the coolest products ever. This next one's even cooler though, because I found this right before today's meeting. But this one's a bread cutting knife. So if we go back to the keyword search provided to me by ChatGPT, on the prompting, you can see that one of the prompt ideas is give me another list of 10 niches that fall under a passionate community niche. So once we go under that and we prompt ChatGPT to do that, as you can see here, this is literally what I said. You can scroll here, and number 2 on that list is fine baking and artisan bread making. So when you're doing your keyword search, you don't want to type this all in. Like Facebook Ad Library, you got to think it's pulling keywords from people's ads. So no one's going to put this long phrase into the Facebook Ad Library. They're going to put stuff like bread or sourdough. Okay. So I literally typed in sourdough in the Facebook Ad Library, and I came across this super cool product. Please tell me if this is not one of the coolest products that you could possibly think of, right? So first off, it's a bread cutting knife. You might think to yourself, there's no way someone's making a ton of money off of a bread cutting knife, specifically for sourdough. Although I can't confirm it with 100% certainty, their ad library is looking very promising, right? Their ad library is looking super promising. So they have 40 ads. I don't believe any of them are turned off. And I think they're actually running 2 different Facebook pages. Yeah, only one of them is turned off. And they launched these ads 2 to 3 weeks ago, so it's very recent. And they're all video ads. And I believe, like I mentioned, I do believe that they're running 2 different pages. Because if I just type in sourdough, I literally just typed in sourdough, was just scrolling, and I came across. I don't believe this is somebody else. Yeah, this is somebody else. I literally just scrolling through Facebook Ad Library like this, just going through this, and I was looking for the Shop Now button. I came across a couple of these different products, and I think this is their other page here. Let's see, their other Facebook page. Nope. I just kept scrolling, kept scrolling. It's somewhere here, but I literally just keep scrolling, and I just looking for the Shop Now button, and that's how I came across that brand. It's one of these pages here. I believe they have 2 pages, but it didn't take me long to find them. It really didn't take me long at all. Um, Maybe I'm not gonna find them now, but yeah. Anyway, I was just scrolling through that and I came across that, and they're literally just running straight up just basic video ads. And I genuinely think this is a great product because here's how here's how I know that, right? I hate using the word I think and I feel in drop shipping. I think no one should really do that. You should always have data to prove it. But looking at the ad library, everything looks solid. I'm pretty confident they have another ad uh, page. But if you go to Google Trends, guys, and you go over you type sourdough in, you type and you go to the past 5 years, sourdough is on a massive incline. Like, look at this. It is skyrocketing. Like, this is insane. It's on an incline. So we don't really, haven't really talked too much about Google Trends as a tool to use. It's a free tool to use. I haven't really talked too much about it, but it's definitely one of those things, guys. Like, just literally, if you're ever curious, you can. I'm gonna show you a ChatGPT prompt as well that you can use. But I like to use Google Trends sometimes for certain products because this is a niche, passionate community. They love making bread. And check this out, right? If you go to the document here and you go to prompting, and you grab this prompt here that's like, help me verify if this is a good industry to even sell. Can I even get to 50K a month estimated um, with this particular brand and product? I believe I prompted it in the same chat. I might have done it in another chat. Let's see. So yeah, here we go. Right here's the prompt. I'm looking to drop ship sourdough cutter, but I'm not sure if the market share is large enough. Please do some deep research. And it basically says home baking is huge. Sourdough specifically is not a dead pandemic or fad. It's growing. 31% of people baked. Like it's almost this is ridiculous. $900 million in bakeware market alone in just the U.S. That's just one market in just the U.S. And then pair this up with all this data that it's telling you, like, yeah, you can easily do this. Basically, is what it's saying. Paired up with Google Trends, I think this is a great product to test. Now, I will say as well, I'm sharing with you guys some products that you guys can test, and I know some of you will look at this and say, "All right, great, let me go grab it." And feel free to do that. I will say though, my genuine hope for all you is to be able to learn the skill itself and not just copy exactly what I'm doing and just take the products. They are there for the taking, but in the long run, you're going to be a better dropshipper if you know how to do this yourself. Okay, so just want to put that out there as far as product discretion. If you want to go ahead and tackle this, go ahead, but don't be surprised if you see 10 other pages pop up overnight. But my hope is that you guys don't just take the exact products and in fact just go ahead and learn and find some unique products yourself. But that's your discretion. At the end of the day, you do whatever you want. So that's pretty cool. And again, the first product here, I used Trend Track. I'm going to break down how I use that in a second. And then this, I literally just typed in sourdough into the Facebook ad library and just scrolling. What percentage dropshippers are looking for that? None. Let me show you this last product here. Again, it's just so crazy to me how like everyone's fighting over the same products when products like this exist. This is a bedwetter alarm. It helps notify someone when they're wetting the bed. Now, obviously, I think this is geared towards kids, but I didn't spend too much time on this. But I guess maybe adults deal with this issue too. But I think this is definitely geared towards kids. And again, like I was just scrolling through Trend Track here. Trend Track makes this super easy, but again, you do not need this. You can just use the prompts to help find keywords. But this advertiser, again, is just running a ton of. They're running picture ads too, but they're running like these like again, these types of image ads are not the ones we run, so do not worry about that. For the most part, though, they're running video ads. They're running. They've been running ads a little longer than the 60 days that we ideally look for, but most of their ads came in the last 60 days. So that's fine. And something to remember here, right? Competitor adjacent. When it comes to a bedwetter product like this, how many other products, you got to think to yourself, how many other products are in the market that would compete with this? Probably not many, if at all. Like I think the only other solution is like wearing a diaper. You know what I mean? Like making someone wear a diaper. I think this is geared. Excuse me. I think this is geared towards kids. So I maybe you make your yeah. I guess maybe diapers or something like that. Other than that, this is such a unique product, and there's not a ton of competition in the market space to even have a an adjacent competitor. So I literally was just going through Trend Track. I didn't put any keywords in. I have a specific filter that I just use, and I scroll through and I find products that way too. You can do the same thing with Facebook Ad Library. You can type in stuff like keywords like sale ends tonight, right? The same keywords that are in the 2.0 training. Free shipping. There's some general keywords that are in general product or general ads of all different niches. But I think that's so interesting. Like this is one of those products that I think is so interesting, and I definitely would try to make if I were to copy these guys, I'd try to make my offer a little better. Right? They're just doing a basic quantity break. I don't know what you would offer this though, like what some upsells would be. They don't even really let you go to the cart. They let you check out right away, but it doesn't matter what what we think. They're making money. They wouldn't be running ads this long if they weren't making money. So those are three really really cool products, guys, that I think not 99% of dropshippers would not even think to look into. Right? They might look at that and be like, man, there's no way that someone's making money off of bread. And again, like shit, maybe they're not. Who knows? But I looking at the head library, it looks pretty promising, right? Who's running ads for 3 weeks and not making money? You know. On top of that, by the way, I want to also highlight something. I love to replicate brands, and the kind of nail in the coffin, whether for me, whether I want to move forward with replicating a brand or not, is how good they create offers. That tells me that's normally a good sign of a good drop shipper. If you can see here, they have the buy one get one free, because just selling a bread cutter for $40 might be a little out of that might be a little egregious. So if you notice here, there's no option of just buy one, right? So you have to buy two, technically speaking. That way they can increase their AOV. Because again, would you spend $40 for a bread cutter? Probably not. But if you're getting two, okay, that's and lifetime warranty. Okay, that sounds like a good price. It's a good bread cutter too. They're probably marketing it as a premium bread cutter. And then on top of that, you do the buy two get two free. You get all these additional bonuses. You guys all know how to create ebooks. All right, there's a step by step training on how to do that, and they have an add to cart upsell as well, as you can see here. Here, these items pair really well: cutting board, replacement knives, and then of course receive free replacements for loss or damage package. I think that's great. That's just the equivalent of shipping protection, but and a $10 gift card. I think that's a really good upsell, and it allows them to charge even more for a free virtual upsell. So that's also a good thing. I like to look at brands that are that create good offers. That's a really good sign of a good brand, and they're definitely probably making money. Interesting here, they have bags on their store, but yeah, like that's really good too. But these are three really good niches, guys, and the whole premise there is that these came from the prompting here that was a recommendation from ChatGPT, right? So it's really that simple. You can keep saying, "Hey, give me more," and you can keep getting, you can type in, "Give me 10 more niche sub audiences," and you can just keep getting more, and this allows you to, not have to deal with the same exact competitors in the market space. So people that like oven stuff, oat cigars. I will say, be careful. You still want to have it be a problem solving product. So that bread cutter there, I'm sure there's some type of problem solving angle that they're running, right? Like, stop getting these types of typical straight edge knives, get this one instead because it makes it easier to cut evenly sized bread. Now, is that a life ending problem? No, but for that niche community, that's important. So, if you're going to do something, it shouldn't be fidget spinners and like, basic things that don't actually solve a problem. It should still solve a problem in most cases. Okay, so you have some other really cool things here. And again, this is just to correct your lenses. So now when you do your search, this is where you start looking. Speaking of search, I found a really good search that I've been abusing lately, and I'm going to share this with you guys. Some of these things are the things you try to gatekeep because it's just so good. You guys are probably going to be finding some of the same products I've been using to scale, and that's fine. I want you guys to all be successful, and I also want you guys to all know that there's a million products out there that we all can test and run up and make a ton of money with. But this is the trend track filters that I use. Again, if you're using, any other different product hunting tool, that is fine. The whole goal though is to get an idea of how I personally like to set up my filters. So these are the filters here. We're optimizing for videos, ads running between 10 to 60 days. They obviously have to be active ads. They're running on Shopify. 30 to 250 live ads in their ad library. Categories, I just stay away from health, personal care. I'm not drop shipping any of that stuff for a while, if ever again. Facebook pixels, and then the main visitor country is the United States. So I do like when the traffic is mostly coming, going to the United States. It's all right if the shop origin is in like United Kingdom or wherever, but I want to make sure that most of the traffic is coming to US because that tells me that they are scaling. Like that bread company, right? Like they are. I would assume most of the traffic is coming to the US. That means that they are making money doing that. So that's good. And also, I added sourcing for all these products as well. So on Alibaba, we can easily find the same exact bread cutter that they're using. Pretty easy. So once you're in trend track here, guys, I mean, like I literally don't even use keywords with trend track because I'm familiar with what types of niche products are out there. So I don't really use it too much. But when I was first doing, learning and trying to figure everything out, that's, it was a similar prompt to that. Now the prompting is way better and more descriptive, but I'd use stuff like that to help me kind of get an idea of what products I should look for. And that specific um um alarm thing that was the bedwetter alarm. I forgot what it was called for a second. The bedwetter alarm. I literally was just scrolling for like maybe a few minutes right before this call, like maybe 30, 45 minutes before this. And I came across that brand. I came across some other niches too. I'm going to show you guys one other niche or another product that I thought could be interesting as well. But yeah, I was just literally just scrolling through and I came across it at one point and it was like, oh, okay, cool. I can't find it now for some reason, but it was just right here. But this brand here, Lunavel, I kept seeing these guys come up. And the reason why this is an interesting product, for one, when I used to do TikTok Shop affiliate, I actually used to be an affiliate for this product, which is a solar power bank. Now, I think this could be a good product as well. I'm a little skeptical about it. So this brand is running a ton of dog ads right now. I think they're warming up a page or something. I have no idea why they're doing this. But anyway, if we scroll down to their actual ads that they're running, they're just ripping a ton of ads from TikTok Shop. And I will say that this product does solve a problem. It's for the readiness survival people, which is one of the recommendations somewhere in this prompting, I believe. And I think it's an interesting product. I wasn't too confident in it as far as like recommending you guys to also look at a product like this, but I think it could be good to test. The reason why I'm not 100% sure if it's good or not because it's a little bit more familiar nowadays. Like this is a product that has become popular recently, but that's fine. Like the cool thing about the image ad strategy is that you can take proven products that have proven to sell for years and give it a test as well. So this was another one I was looking at. I wanted to see if I could find some stronger, more unique products, and I was able to. But this is another one too that you could potentially test as well, which I think could be really cool. One of those things as well that I want to kind of briefly talk about is the images that you would generate for these types of products, and that's where I see a lot of you guys struggling. And it's one of those things that can easily be fixed, is generating good images. So I do have the prompting inside of the training, Facebook Ads Masterclass, how to create good image ads. And I have a document here that provides a really, really detailed script. And one of the things I want you guys to understand, generating boring images like this that almost feel out of context is the way to generate ads. You generate an ad of a person holding their arm like this and they're squinting and crying, or blood on somebody's face or something like that. Like, those ads are not good. Do not generate those types of ads. For one, Facebook doesn't like them, so you're going to get reported or banned or restricted. And then two, they don't look like native images, right? Like, the whole goal here is pretend somebody literally wanted to make a feed post on their social media feed to their family members and friends at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. No one's going to be taking a third person photo of three people crying or holding their knees on the floor and think that's going to perform really well for you. So when you guys do start finding these good products, you can waste all your time, energy, and effort and do a product test and it failed because the images is not good as well. Right? Images matter so much. Generating good images matters so much. And I give you the prompt. You literally have to just swap out one piece of information. And the goal with this prompting, I highly recommend you read it. You have to think of this like capturing a story or capturing a screenshot in the middle of time. Right? If we type in something like Avengers Endgame and we go to images, for those of you that have watched the movie, right, and you go to the images here, you'll see certain screenshots from the movie like this, that to the average person that never watched this movie, looking at this, I did watch the movie, but like, let's say I didn't, I would have no idea what the context is what's going on right here. But the people that have watched it, they'll know exactly what's going on. So you want to kind of take that kind of concept, which again, I literally spoon feed it for you already, so you don't have to think too hard. But you want to take that concept when generating images. And when you do get prompts, not every prompt that's provided to you from that script is going to be perfect. You still have to be a little bit selective with generating good images that are just native to Facebook, right? They should be like kind of off guard. If you look at the prompting inside the document, it's like these are like off guard, caught in the middle of a moment, candid and native images that like relate to the target audience. They can relate to it, but it's not like, it's super obvious that it's an ad, right? So just a little bit piece of advice there for you guys, so you can generate good images and pair this really well with your products. So yeah, that's niche hunting. Very, very, very cool concept here. I really want to start seeing you guys share some really good products. A few students somehow got a little bit of a head start on this already. I did upload this document like a day ago, so some people did go through this, and already I've seen some products recommended to me that are way better than before. Right? I do not want to see any more lymphatic drainage supplements, hair rollers, weight loss supplements. I don't want to see magnesium pills or any of the micro ingredient, supplements that are rebranded. I don't want to see any more like EMS foot massagers or anything like that. Stay away from those products, guys. I promise you, there's so many other problems out there in the world that can be solved. Also, stay away from sleep and teeth whitening. I know I mentioned to a couple of the students like teeth whitening is good. It is good, but it's just elevating. Like, everything is just elevating so quickly, especially this time of the year. It could be something that you circle back to after the Q4 season. But I'm a true testimony to, you can still find and launch a brand in the heart of Q4 from complete scratch and scale it super quickly if you find niche specific products. The issue that a lot of you have been struggling with is that you're finding the most competitive products on the market and then wondering like, yo, why is this not working for you? All right. So real quick refresher, then I'll reveal the brand that I was scaling, and then any other questions. I'll stay well past 8 today if you guys need me to. So just a quick refresher. Same exact ad strategy, guys. Same exact ad strategy. It's going to be one CBO to the United States, to Canada, United Kingdom, Australia. I highly recommend just starting in the US. If you can start in the US, start in the US. One CBO to the US, 5 ad sets. Each ad set has its own separate copy, but the images are the same. In the images, the copy will all, under one ad set will all be the same under each ad set, but they'll be different and unique to each other. So the long form copy in ad set 1 will not be the same copy in ad set 2. It'll be different, a different angle. All right. Hopefully that's self-explanatory. I know there are some new students in here, so if you're just seeing this for the first time, that's how we run things. Now, if you're lost and like, yo, Alex, I get you, but I'm not too sure what to do, all you got to do is go into the Facebook ad strategy section and just follow along and watch these trainings. You could skip the video ad section, but just watch the remaining one of these trainings. And for those of you that are starting to scale, are starting to get a couple of consecutive profitable days, I finally have the training on creating winning advertorials, and I tell you the amount you need to have spent before you can actually start launching advertorials for it to make sense. So it's simple stuff, man. Like find a good product, test it, do 2 days of testing. That's another thing as well. You should not spend $300 on ads and not be break even or profitable. If you spend more than $200 and you're not break even, you've picked a bad product. Especially if the issue is CPMs, right? Like if you're on day one, your CPMs are $100, $150, $200. Yes, they'll come down a little bit, but they're not going to come down much farther. So a lot of you guys, I see that you're spending way more than you need to, like with the anticipation that, oh, if I maybe spend another 3 days, no. On day one, and there's an entire training for that as well, from what to do during the testing phase. I break down literally pretty much every possible scenario that you can possibly think of. Like I break down like, hey, this is what you should be looking for. If that doesn't happen, this is what you should do. If it does happen, this is what you should do. Like I've made it pretty scientific almost. And also, when you're sharing your data with me, guys, please do not send me these screenshots. I need to see the entirety of the picture. When it comes to your ad. So you download Loom. Loom is free. You can record 5-minute videos and send me the Loom so I can see your entire dashboard campaign ad set. I need to see it day by day and for the entire duration of the campaign. But nowadays, guys, I'm a 2-day tester. If in 2 days I'm not seeing the data I like, I kill the product and I move on to a new one. Especially because I don't need to create an advertorial right away, right? I'm just generating the images in the long form copy, building the store out, which I use the same template for the most part, and then go from there. So I test in 2 days. If not on day 2, I do not have a winning ad set, I am cutting everything and moving on. But in most cases, what should happen is that there should be one ad set that has some on day 1, necessarily doesn't have to get a sale, but there should be some positive factor. There should be a good CPM, good CPCs. You should have got multiple ads cards, some level of buying intent. And if that's happening on day 1, you let it go for day 2. And then if it's happening again, you're getting sales, you turn off the ad sets that are not performing. And then on day 3 and 4, you kind of let it ride on its own and see how it goes from there. That's all I do. It takes me like 3 days of testing to find a winner. It doesn't take me long at all. So hopefully that's all clear. There's so many different trainings and breakdowns in this program. If there's anything that you feel like I'm missing, please let me know. As far as the 2.0 training, there will still be the same exact thing. Like you should still like the criteria we look for and how we look for products is the same. Just now correct your lens to stay away from the weight loss and the hair loss products. Okay. So there's some questions in the chat. I'm going to quickly go over this. If you guys want to start throwing some more questions right now in the chat, I'll answer those, and then I'm going to reveal my product. I really think I'm really disappointed that I wasn't able to scale this even farther, and I'm gonna break that down in a moment. But anyway, if I find a product with that checks all the validation points, but I multiply brands are in the space, would it be an issue? So having multiple brands in the space isn't an issue, but again, it comes down to are those brands like actually having multiple brands in the space is fine. It's one, is it a super competitive niche where you have a lot of different brands in the space? And then two, are those brands running video ads only? If they're only running video ads and there's not like a million different people selling different products or competitor adjacent products, then you're fine, right? Like I just broke down there. Got to go, but this is banger. Awesome. Appreciate that. Never kill individual ads, correct? No, never kill individual ads. When you load up your ads under the ad set, I always load up between 3 to 10 ads. Lately, it's just been 10 ads, just because it's easy to generate the images. It takes me like 2 minutes, so I might as well just throw as much. But never kill the individual ads. Just kill the ad set at that point if you're really unprofitable. So you really should spend $200 a test, right? Unless break even or profitable. Yeah. So the way it works, $100 on day one. What should happen is that one of these ad sets should have some level of buying intent, whether it's 2 add to carts, 3 add to carts, or maybe no add to carts, but the CPM, CPCs is drastically lower than the 4 other ad sets. On day one, I do not do anything. Unless my CPM says $1,000 on CPM or $500 CPMs, I do not do anything on day one. I'm just looking at the data. Day two, when day two comes around, that's when we can start to make some changes. Now, I will say as well, on day one, if one ad set is clearly beating out everybody else, like on day one, this doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. You get 3 purchases, it spent $40, and the other ad set spent, like $5 to $12, and none of them got any add to carts or anything like that. Then I would turn off those ad sets at midnight, right around 10 o'clock or so, and then let the next day go by. So only that ad set goes on. But if what happens in most cases is that you don't get any purchases at all on day one, and that's fine. But I'm looking to see, okay, which ad set here is going to do well for me, right? So if this one is ad set 1 and it has good CPMs, maybe like 2 add to carts, no purchases, but I got some add to carts here, and these other ones I didn't get any add to carts, I'm not going to turn off anything yet until these ad sets get about $10, about actually closer to $20 in spend. And you can figure this all out in 2 days. So that's $200 in total, right? Because you should be setting each ad set to spend a minimum of $10. There's a spending limit you should set for each ad set at $10 per ad set. So that's 2 days. Okay, boom, $20 have been spent. I got no add to carts on any of these. I'm killing all these. This one looked good on day 1. Day 2, all right, it's still looking all right. Maybe I still didn't get any purchases. And then by day 3, after I turned all these off, if by the end of day 3 this still hasn't gotten me some sales or had a profitable ROI day, then I'm just gonna cut it all together, and this entire campaign's done. So in most cases, for me, what happens is I do normally get a sale on day 1, and it's normally literally just one sale, and it's normally unprofitable too. It's like 1.5x, but it's 1.5x because these other ad sets spent money, and this one spent a little bit of money for some reason. Like it only spent like $25, but I got a sell, and this ad set ROAS is like a 6, and these other ones are bringing it down to like the entire campaign to 1.5. So if something like that happens, and these didn't get any add to carts or anything like that, I'm just going to kill everything at the end of the night, and then let this spend the next day. And if it spends the next day and it's good, or the CPM, CPCs, everything looks clean, I just let it run. Are you currently testing any UGC ads with real? Nope, not running any video ads whatsoever. Not to say that you can't, not to say that that's bad, but think about it, right? The time it takes for me to create image ads versus the time it takes me to create a video UGC ad is way longer. And with the Andromeda update, they're going to reward people that are testing more. So the person that's putting out more creative volume and spending more money on ads, they're going to ultimately win in the end. The time and energy it would take for me to do those video UGC ads, which I've done in the past, by the way, and they've worked well for me, but they just take so much time. It got to the point where I had to pay an editor $25 per video, and I don't want to do that. So I am seeing an insane ROAS with just picture ads. So why would why would I waste my time with video ads? At some point, at some level of scale, sure. But I'm at 40% net profit margins with just picture ads that take me 5 minutes to make. I didn't do anything today. I did stuff today. I made YouTube videos and whatnot, but I didn't do anything for my brand today. Literally woke up and just let it spend. Tonight, I'm a hit the double budget button, and tomorrow I'm going to print even more money, all with picture ads. So I don't care, and when I have a proven strategy, I don't really care to like get caught up with other things, because that's what ends up killing you in the end. Is that you're like, oh, let me try this strategy, let me try that. Nah, I'm just gonna just keep doing what's working for me. Um, Good question though. This is a great question. Is it usually to get 2 to 3 sales on day one and then not get any sales in the following days? Yes, that is a very normal thing to happen, but you do not let it go past 3 days. So you can get a sale on day one, and this is something called low hanging fruit sales. If day two comes around, you still get no sales, give it one more day, and day three, at the end of day three, you got no sales, kill the entire campaign and move on. Because a winning product isn't hard to win, right? Like a winning product will not take you too much work to make it a winner. It's normally by day three, you should be at a good ROAS. If after 3 days, you've killed the other ad sets that haven't performed, you have technically a winning angle, but that winning angle hasn't gotten any sales in the last couple of days. That means you got some low hanging fruit sales. And that's normally happens once again when you're in competitive niches. Why? Because other people are running similar products and ads, and Facebook is good at saying, hey, this person's engaged with all these other types of advertisers, but they haven't purchased yet. Let's put them in front of you, and you're going to be like that bottom of funnel sale that you can get on day one. But it's not actually repeatable because it's too competitive to actually sustain it. So, once again, that's another thing that doesn't happen to me because I'm niche hunting. Have had this happening 100 to 200 CPMs, but 1 to 3 sales, break even, or 15x ROAS, let it run, or retest other images. Facebook likes, keeps everything else the same, don't touch. So ultimately speaking, the thing that trumps everything is your ROAS. So if you have a $500 CPM, it costs you $19 for CPC, but your ROAS is a 3 or 4 or whatever, you're good to go. Like that, ultimately speaking, you kind of just let it do its thing. What I would do though, before trying to retest or relaunch new things, I'd let that run, and I just create a new ad set under that same campaign and try to have those ad sets fight to lower the CPMs. Rather than turning everything off, we want Facebook to have a reference point and say, hey, this is working for me now, technically speaking. Here's some new ad sets that I'm going to launch with new images, new copy, new headlines, and have them fight to the death basically to see which one. If you add like 3, 4, or even 6 new ad sets and you still can't beat that number one, then that means that that's just ultimately what you have to suffer through. But again, if you do proper niche hunting, you shouldn't have these high CPMs. That's why it comes down to that. We're turning off an ad set midday, mess up your pixel or anything like that, or should I just always turn them off at midnight? I always have been taught to turn things off at midnight because, yes, when you make an adjustment like add a new ad to the campaign, change the daily spend, turn off an ad, delete an ad, it literally resets it in real time. And Facebook will tell you that. I've actually been prompted a few times when I was turning off a campaign in the middle of the day. Facebook will literally say, hey, you're gonna turn an ad off or an ad set off. That's gonna mess up this campaign, basically, in so many words. So just do it at the end of the night. And there's also many times where the day started off so shit for me. I'm like, damn, I spent $60 not a single sale, and then at the end of the night, I got like 4 sales. Boom, 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 boom. And it ended up being like a 2.8 ROAS on the end of the day. So just let things go at the end of the night. Make all your adjustments at the end of the night. Like right now, I want to increase the budget of my my current campaign, but I'm gonna wait until like maybe close to like 10 or so before I do that. So an image only dropshipping store is what you push us towards. Yes, I think everyone should start off there because it's the path of least resistance. So yes, there are Sora AI UGC video ads that are crushing right now. But how many of you guys want to spend that additional monthly subscription plan and then now figure out how to script, put together video ads, cut the video ads, test the video ads? Like it's most of you guys are under most of you guys are not making a ton of money with dropshipping, right? Most of you guys, the goal for you is to get to 1K a day. The strategy I'm doing is going to get me to probably 10, 20K a day. So my goal for you is to just get the base wins going, right? Get your foundation going with some image ads. It's simple to do. Like I promise you, I've done every single type of ad possible. And these are the easiest ads to just click a couple buttons. I'm giving you the scripts, the prompts, and everything you need to do. You just need to go in Higgsfield, generate it, download it, add it into your ad library, and you don't have to worry about copyright infringement and DMCA claims, which we'll talk about in a moment. But it's the path of least resistance. You get to $1,000 a day at this, then you can easily throw in some new ads if you want to add some complexity to your business. Go ahead, but I'm going to get to 10, 20K a day just simply by using image ads that take me 5 minutes to do. Now, what I will be doing is testing new copy, obviously testing different styles of images, but there's still work to be done. But I don't need to spend all that time and energy, at least at this stage yet. I don't see the need to yet when I'm at a 5x ROAS at 2K in profit per day with just picture ads. Right. I don't like making things harder for myself if I don't need to do. I got a lot of things to do. So if you mean to tell me, hey, Alex, you can spend 10 minutes a day on your dropshipping store, just generate some picture ads, and you make 2K a day in profit, I'm gonna take that deal every single time. Especially since I've done the video ads and the AI stuff, and it's not as you're gonna have to do a lot of reiteration. You're gonna have to do a lot of split testing, right? You're gonna have to have a large volume of that. And with a lot of these AI tools, it takes a lot of time, of course, but also credits. And I find that to compete with a lot of big brands, I'm gonna have to get the $200, $300 versions of these platforms, and I'm like, Higgsfield, I have it for like I think $70 a month or so, and I could generate unlimited images. So, do you split test avatars versus list goals? I will at maybe 10K a day. For now, I don't need to. Conversion rate on the website's like a 4%, 40% profit margins. So I will get to that point, yes, where I'll be split testing. I'm going to show you actually one of my stores that I've done this with before. But at this point, no. And that's the thing I want to really like emphasize, guys. Like it really isn't that hard. Like it really isn't too complex. I think a lot of people get caught up in so many different like strategies, and then that's what ultimately kills them. Regarding to the midnight timing to make adjustments to my ads, should we take reference from US timing or local timing? You should take reference to neither of those timing. Take reference to where your daily budget is. If you're saying your daily budget at $100 a day and it's spent $93, you can make an adjustment to the campaign. Most of the spend is done. The reason why we pick certain times to turn off or make adjustments, it's we just want Facebook to spend most of the budget and not have it like reset in the middle of it spending the budget. So whenever your budget has been spent 90% of, whether that's US time, local time, whatever, then you can make your adjustment. Just make sure it's spent most of its budget. The exact dollar amount and the exact time of the day doesn't really matter. The concept is we want it at the end of the budget, so it can go through its full cycle before making a change. All right. Let me show you guys a brand. Let me share with you something that most of you, I hope, will never have to face in this lifetime. Fake DMCA claims. So I've mentioned this to a few different students, but I'm going to really publicize this right now. The brand that I was scaling, I was literally at one point, I'm going to do like 10 grand in one given day. Is this brand here, Helloven? This is honestly this is my first brand that I was able to really scale and change my life with, change my entire brand with and everything. And it sucks because I was really confident with what I was going to be able to do with this brand. But I got a DMCA claim, which is just an intellectual property claim from another brand that says, hey, we believe you're stealing our marketing material. We don't want you advertising in the same product and same niche as us. So we're going to restrict your ads. We're going to go to our Facebook Insider and we're going to say, hey, we're going to ban your entire ad account. And that's exactly what happens. It happened twice on two different ad accounts within the last 60 days. So I know these guys mean business. And actually, the brand itself was Autobrush. So you guys could all do me a favor. Never buy a brush from this brand, Autobrush. I'd greatly appreciate you guys. No, but all jokes aside, like this is part of the ecom game. It can be very ruthless, especially when you fly high. This is the brand here. And I want to first just show you some of the revenue numbers. So in the last 7 days, I did $600 because some emails. But man, I was doing some crazy numbers. I actually think when I first was really rolling was in September. Was it in September? End of September, maybe. Yeah, end of September when I was really crushing with this brand, I hit my first like 5K day at some point, some point here. This is before I knew how to properly scale too. And at this point, I was using a combination of avatars and video ads. Um, and I was doing really good, man. And then at the end of the month, literally on the first day of the month, so see on the 30th here, still doing between 5K. First day of October, gone. Got an ad account. It was like, and no warning. This was no warning whatsoever. I just literally lost my ad account. Now there was also a big ban wave too, but I definitely got banned because of some insiders that work at Facebook that Autobrush paid to get my stuff removed. So I spent the next like 2 weeks. I went to this agency that like basically I could purchase like a an agency account, and I was trying to work with them on it, but it sucks because you have to use their credit card information. Like you can't use your own credit card, so I'm losing out on the points. So the whole month of October really just sucked for me. I think at the end maybe it started to pick up a little bit, but this entire time I was like testing other brands and trying to scale other brands, and I was getting other brands going, but I didn't really care for them as much as I cared for this brand because it was my first brand. And it wasn't until the beginning of November here I started to get it back up again. I created a new ad account. I actually purchased a new ad account from the ad account dealer in the community. He's a great guy. Um, and I started to slowly but surely test and get the product going. And then I launched the same video ads and the same ads that I launched in the first campaign and test. I launched it again here, and then I got like another warning. So I'm like, screw this. I'm just going straight image ads only. I'm not going to run any video ads. And I'm not saying you guys can't run video ads, but I was getting fake claims because all my video ads were created from B-roll, from like my own ads myself. They were not, stolen from Autobrush. In fact, the product itself that I'm dropshipping isn't the same thing as Autobrush. They have a different mechanism, but we'll talk about that in a moment. But recently, I was like pretty devastated by this, right? So this week here, like literally last week, actually, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. Was this last week? One of these days here, I was like doing really, really good. Oh yeah, so middle of November, I started to pick up again, and I was able to go from like $1,000 a day back to like $5,000 a day pretty quickly. I got this agency to come manage my back end and all that stuff, and then once again, I got everything taken down, back to zero again. Ad account banned. I'm gonna show you guys the ad account to show you all the metrics, but this store is like really, really near and dear to me because this store here, if I go to orders, I got to a point, man, where I really started to lock in, dude. Like I created this new bundle offer. Some of the orders here you can see like $238, right? This person bought 16 items, right? Like this one here, 8 items, $135. Like they're buying so many different things. If we go to the store itself, you can see here it is a U-shaped electric toothbrush. And what was really working for me was that everybody was scaling this with video ads. They were also going after a specific demographic of people, which were just general adults that want to improve their teeth whitening. But I was like, hey, I'm going to angle test. And I came across a specific angle that no one was testing, which was going after parents that have children that have braces. So this is a prime example of how you can change an entire angle with angle testing and why it's so important to angle test. And I was running this product up, man. I was getting like my AOV, we can see in the month of November, my AOV was like double, almost triple the base price, which is $39.99 plus shipping. But you can see how great of an offer this is, right? Buy one, get one 50% off plus ebook. Buy three, get one free, right? The family pack, but you get also teeth whitening foam plus an ebook. And then if I go here to add to cart, you get remineralizing tooth powder, you get a replacement mouth guard, and if you want to just buy an individual teeth whitening, you can. And because this is an electronic product, instead of doing shipping protection, I did a 1 year warranty. So like, things like technology can break sometimes. So I'm like, hey, get a 1 year warranty, and I had it auto selected. So people were just getting this on. So it was just a ton of free money. And all these images are done with AI. I didn't steal anybody's images. Everything that I created myself. And for the longest time, I did not have this in the product line, which is the kids version, which I'll show in a moment. But all this stuff was done with AI. I didn't take anybody's images or anything like that. The one thing I did take was this video, but it was from a TikTok organic post, so it's fine. But all this stuff generated with AI. This is also taken from TikTok, but it's fine. It's not someone's video ad. And then all these reviews are imported directly from Amazon as well. Now, I what I wanted to do was really build out this product line. I was created the teen version, and then I started getting a ton of messages in the inbox that's like, "Hey," because I have Shopify inbox turned on. I got a ton of messages that are like, "Hey, do you have any versions for little kids? I have a 4-year-old. They don't have braces, but that I think they would love it." So then I went back to the product research and I came across this version. So I added this to my product line, and that's when money started to roll. That's when things started to roll. So I found like, hey, they had a kid version, and I imported reviews directly from Amazon again. And all this is done by AI. None of it is stolen from any brand. And if you look at Autobrush, they have a whole different type of brush. Like it's a U-shaped brush, but they have like this thing that's like, this is different, right? This is we I don't have the same thing. But that's the name of the game. People will go after you. And if we go here to Pagefly, I have a ton of different avatars that I created, and I created one specifically for people that want teeth whitening. I tested at angle and it didn't do the best. And then I created one for people that have braces. So this is the advertorial here. Okay, so this is the braces one. Let me go to the other one here. So this one was originally just for like adults that were struggling with coffee stains, and this was not converting for me. Guess what was happening? I had really high CPMs. Why? Because I'm going after the same exact audience so many other people are going after with teeth whitening, right? What percentage of teeth whitening products go after older adults with coffee stains? Like 99% of them. So I was facing higher CPMs. This is before I knew how to properly test and everything. I kind of just like bulldozed my way into success with this, but now everything's so more strategic. But I'm like, all right, let me just create a new advertorial and like gear this towards teens with braces. And lo and behold, this was printing for me in both ad accounts. Absolutely printing. And this is one of the advertorials. This is one of the more longer ones. This is a good advertorial, but it is one of the more long ones. It can take a little bit more time to build, but if you do build it properly, it's really good. And then there's these buttons here that obviously go straight to the product page. And then I eventually created another one here strictly for kids. Um, this one here, pretty solid one. I've seen a lot of people run this type of advertorial, so I literally just went in Facebook ad library. Everyone runs this type of advertorial, so I just went in. I took the structure of it, still used the prompting that I've now given you guys to be able to use, and recreated it. And boom, this goes straight to the kids version of this. So I was running multiple campaigns, one going to the adult version for teens, one going for the kids. And it was super easy to scale this, like super, super easy to scale. I think I created one more. No. Yeah, I did create one more, but this was like the main product as well. So I was split testing different advertorials and everything. And it came across one in specific, which was the main one. And that was just absolutely crushing for it. Right. And then if I go to, let's see here, if I go to one click upsell, I was getting a ton of people buying the post purchase upsells. So like they would get another one for 50% off. I'm gonna read these questions in a moment. So you guys throw your questions in there. I'm gonna read that in a moment. But let me show you the ad library as well, because that's also pretty important. Um, I just had the craziest metrics you can possibly imagine. At one point, I had one ad for like 2 or 3 days that was at like a 9 cent cost per click. It was ridiculous. I just couldn't believe it. And it's for my first brand, which is picture ads. I literally couldn't believe that that was working. But this is the ad account now, completely disabled, completely banned. As you can see, I was spending a ton of money. This is one of them, right? I had another one as well that's also banned. Actually, I still have access to that, so I can show you that one too. As you see, I was running video ads, but then I got this is another reason why I don't really run video ads, guys. You can see here, I spent $2,000 on video ads. Look at my total ROAS, 2.7. And then I run picture ads. This one to no advertorial. Look at my ROAS. So it's not to say video ads can't do well for you. It's not to say you can't get a high ROAS on video ads. But for me, in my experience, image ads are easier to make. They perform better. I can spam test them more, you know. But look at this, right? $1 add to cart, $17, right? Like 3% CTR, 81-cent cost per clicks. My CPM's $24. I believe there was one in specific that was like really low. Oh yeah, these are my like scaling campaigns. But $24. Pretty crazy stuff, man. Like, and then I started going into like other countries. I started doing retargeting ads as well. Like, I really started like testing some stuff. I had to like duplicate different campaigns, right? So these ones I had to duplicate because there was an issue. But basically, like, we did a lot of good stuff with this campaign, and a lot of stuff with email too. But I ultimately just can't do it anymore because of the DMCA claim. So if you're looking at this product, you're like, "Yo, Alex, I'm gonna copy this." You can. Good luck though, because you're gonna get a DMCA claim coming straight to your doorstep. Let me answer these questions though. Happened to me also with Revo, Smart Cupper. Lol, do not sell that. Yep. The order with 69 items. What kind of products did you upsell? 69 is insane. I'll show you what kind. It's basically the products that you see on the store. They just bought so many because they coincide so well together. If you're gonna get a smart toothbrush, you might as well get the toothpaste as well, right? So they got the ebooks that are automatically sent out, but they got the kids foaming toothpaste. So I created a kids foaming toothpaste. They got like the different ages for the kids. They got these different toothbrushes. They got two different teeth whitening foams. They also got the 1 year extended warranty. So they got a bunch of stuff, right? So the order, with all the discounts and everything, it comes out to $238. I had one order, I believe, was like 20, close to 20, I believe, actually. Let's see if I could filter through this. Is it going to let me filter through this? I think it will. Okay, 16. No, 16 was my record, apparently. Is that on just this page? That might just be on this page. But basically, like, yeah, dude, like I got to a point where I was just getting on average like a ton of orders every single time. No, I think 16 was my record on this. So it sucks. If I go to the entirety of this store, so this store I've tested a ton of different products on. If I go to like to the quarter to date, how much did I do quarter to date here? Nope. Let's do the last 90 days. Let's see the last 90 days. Yeah, 78,000, most of which in the last couple of months. So pretty good stuff, but wasn't able to scale it, man. I got the DMCA claim, so it sucks and all, but it is what it is. And there were fake claims because they're claiming that I was stealing their ads, but I wasn't. I didn't even show you guys the ads. But basically, we're just like ads of toothbrushes generated from Hicksville. Like that's literally all it was. Just straight there. So figured I'd share that with you guys. But how do you add those free items in the bundles? Also, what tool did you use to import Amazon reviews? Great question. That is in the training. I did release that in the training, so that's something that you guys can go look at right now. If you go under classroom, you'll see it here, how to add real reviews. It's called LAI Store Importer. It's like $7 a month. And then as far as the bundlers, if you go to Rappi here, to do that, it's super simple. Did like 26K in extra income. That's cool. You just go under your offer and then just add free gift, which is did I just scroll by? No, I did. It's down here. Go to offers and then just go to free gifts. You just add free gifts. And then it's important that you price the free gift as an actual price. So this is actually priced as $9 in my product suite. But then Rappi, if you add it as a free gift, will automatically make it free. And then same thing with this offer here. I just added that in there as a free gift. So you see here the teeth whitening and then the ebook and all that stuff is added in there. So pretty easy to do. If you bundle free products, isn't it different from different suppliers? Won't it be extra charge for you? No, it's actually the opposite. So first off, I quoted all this. All these products are quoted from the same supplier. So you would, if you're using Unified Dropship, you would give them all the products that you want to dropship. They'll give you a quote, and they're from different warehouses, but your supplier is going to be the one shipping them out. So they'll be coming from different warehouses, but they'll arrive and then they'll ship out all in the same order. So if one product takes an extra day, your supplier will wait one extra day to make sure all the products in the order are together to ship them out. It got to a point though, because I was doing 5K a day, I was able to pre-order products to the warehouse, so they were able to do same day shipping. So they had like 200 units of the black toothbrush, 200 units of the white one, 200 units of the toothpaste. And then if a customer made an order, that same day they would just ship it out. So I had really quick shipping times as well. Products were getting to my customers in like 7 days. Can you do custom packaging with Unified Dropship? Yes, you can. You can 100% do custom packaging. I will say though, you don't need to. Like I used to really be concerned with that. Like, but you don't really need to. As long as your store looks branded, that's fine. In the thousands of orders that I processed, not one customer was like, "Yo, I thought, because if you look at the product, so my supplier actually here, let me pull it up too. I can show you the actual product that my supplier got for me when she quoted it. This was my original OG like supplier before Unify, but it does not look like how it looks on the website at all. But people just get it. They get the product and they're like, all right, cool. I mean, this is the same product I ordered. The box doesn't look the same, but no one in the 1,000 orders that I process like emailed me back and was like, yo, this isn't, this is what I ordered. Because it doesn't matter. The box literally doesn't matter. So I actually got the opposite of that. I got like emails that were like, yo, this is amazing. Do you think you'll be in stock come Christmas time? I want to get another one. And the reason why they would ask that is because in the editorials, I would say stuff like, "Yo, we're literally like selling out. Like this is like the last of this, right? Like we could literally sell tomorrow." So people would email me, they'd get it back, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like I remember your brand was like gonna sell out soon. Do you guys still have some in stock?" I'm like, "Yeah, we actually, luckily for you, we just restocked today." So it gets really cool what you can do, but a lot of those small details, it doesn't really matter, man. Like it really doesn't. So but if you did want to do custom branding, you can for sure. How many stores are you running right now, and are you building them for an eventual exit? Yes. So I'm running 2 stores right now. The third one will be like I'm going to build a third one, and that's going to be like my big play brand where I will sell for an exit. Um, right now, the biggest thing for me is that because this community is relatively new, it's been around for maybe 60 days now, maybe going on 3 months. I wanted to make sure that all the course material that we have in here is as fresh and up to date as possible. And to do that, I need to get back in the shoes that you guys are all in right now. I need to continuously find new products to make sure the product research method I have is proven and vetted and I can rinse and repeat it. I need to find the best ways to scale as easy as possible. So I believe that a lot of the course material now, especially after this training, is pretty much there, right? Like I feel like, always be updating the course, but I feel like the rudimentary things you guys need are there. So I don't need to have to keep testing so many new brands and stores as much. So the next go around for me will be that main one. I still will be doing product tests though. Finding new stores, scaling it really quickly, and showing you guys how I did that. So, how do you feel about making subscriptions for customers or as someone starting? I think that's a great business model to be a part of. The problem is most subscription based products are what supplements, hair care, skincare, cosmetics. So of course those are great things that you should do. Why? Because so many people do them and they work really well. But that's actually why it's also a problem as well. So I've done subscription based brands. I wasn't able to fully scale them the way I wanted to because of competition. But if you can find like a some type of niche product like we talked about in today's training and make it a subscription based, which is what I was going to do with the toothpaste, by the way. um, you can definitely go for it and you make a ton of money, man. How long does it take Unify to list an item to your store when you ask for a quote? Not sure what you mean. The moment you ask for a quote, like you're ready to sell it, because what will happen is when you get an order, Unify will be like, all right, cool. We already talked about this product, so now we're just got to go order it. So literally, the moment I text Unify like, yo, I need a quote for this product, you're ready to sell it. And they do 6 to 10 shipping days to the US. Can I drop ship a product from Amazon? Is that sustainable? Absolutely not. Do not do that. Absolutely. Do not even think about doing that because you're paying markup prices on Amazon. Because think about it, if you're drop shipping a product from Amazon, it's $20 plus tax, $24. Like your cost of goods are insanely high. That same product you probably find for like $8 on AliExpress, and it doesn't make sense to drop ship stuff from Amazon. Like that's crazy. Plus, like you would be ordering the product from Amazon to the customer's house, and they'll see it comes from an Amazon box. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do that. Cool. Does anybody have any last questions, man? We were going on for an hour and a half here. I really hope you guys got a ton of value, man. I'm excited to see the new products you guys start finding. Because there's a lot of really good ones out there, man. I'm telling you, whether you realize it or not, there's some really good products out there. I would love to see you guys rewatch this training and start to find them. They're going to be harder to find. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I promise you, it will change your life the moment you find them if you put in the work. So just got to put in the work. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys all. Oh, we do have some questions. Okay. In the testing phase, would one major goal be to get under $60 CPMs aside from purchase of course? Yeah. So I find historically speaking, if I start off a campaign on day one, I got no sales, but my CPMs are $60. I feel good a lot of the times, especially if the other things look good. CPC click through rate is at like a 2%. My actual cost per click is less than $2. If all those things look good, I'm in most cases I'm living well. But again, ultimately speaking, we want to see purchase intent, add to carts, initiate checkouts, and by day 2, we need to see at least one sale. And my bad. I mean, do you just create the product listing, and and everything? Can you import a product listing from your website? Yeah, yeah. So what I do is I literally just create the product in Shop.